Hello friends, welcome back to the Start UPSC. So far we have solved 5 questions now. I just wanted to make a demo video of those 5 questions. I just wanted the feedback of few people, but unfortunately only few people have watched it, but no problem. Uh, in the coming videos, we'll try to incorporate as many things as possible, positive things, and by reducing the negative things. If at all any people who are watching these videos, please let me know your valuable comment in the video. And okay, friends, let's get into the video. Now let's solve the questions. Now, sixth question: the Chinese traveler Yuan Sang, who visited India, reported general conditions and culture of India at that time. In this context, which of the following statements are correct? Okay, the roads and river routes were completely immune from robbery. See here, completely immune from robbery. This is an extreme word, right? And Yuan Sang, he himself said that he was uh, robbed while he was traveling, and he himself was a victim. You can see in the NCRTs, the new NCRTs, where there is a dedicated chapter for travelers. There, this point is there. See, if you know that first statement is wrong, you can eliminate 3 options, and you will be arriving at the correct answer. See, even we haven't read the 2 statements, right? Now, let's see. As regards punishment for offences, ordeals by fire, water and poison were the instruments for determining the innocence or guilt of person. Yes, this is taken exactly from NCRT. The tradesmen had to pay duties at ferries and barrier stations. Yes. See, even we no need to know this. At least we know that Huan Sang he himself was a victim of robbery. Then we could arrive at the answer. See what we have learned from here. There is here one extreme statement, but we should not go with the hacks in the beginning itself. See, we have solved this question with basic NCRT knowledge. So, the NCRTs are very important, especially in the ancient history and medieval history. So, here the key takeaway is we have to uh, read NCRTs, and the traveler chapters is very important. Right? Now, what are the keywords in the question? See, this is Huan Sang. We need to know about Huan Sang, right? Huan Sang, he came to India in 7th century during the reign of Harshavardhana. And the main purpose of Yuan Sang visiting India was he wanted the collection of Buddhist scripts, and he wanted to visit the Buddhist shrines and pilgrimages. Sorry, right? And what are the important? He wrote CUT. Okay, he wrote this book. All right. So we need to read about Yuan Sang, and NCRTs are very important. Now, coming to the next question. See here, consider the following. Okay, here given star tortoise, monitor lizard, pygmy hog, and spider monkey. Which of the above are naturally found in India? He's asking naturally found in India. See here, this spider monkey, this is found in Central and South America. If you know this, 2 options are eliminated. Right? See here, 2 and 3 are present in both the options. And we need to know about star tortoise. Definitely, this would be said as a tough question, but whoever people know that star tortoise is endemic to India, and it is almost found in all the Indian subcontinent coastal areas. So then this question would be very easy. But one thing is that at least we have eliminated 2 options, so 50-50 chances are there. So if we know that star tortoise is also found in India, then we could put 1, 2, and 3 as an answer. But yes, this is worth taking risk because we have bottled down to just 2 options, right? So definitely we can take risk here. And yes, the answer is 1, 2, and 3. It is also found in India. Now, what are the key takeaways from here? See here, we need to prepare each and everything about the star tortoise, monitor lizard, pygmy hawk, and spider monkey. Okay, I've prepared notes on this, all those IUCN status, their distribution and everything. I'll be posting those notes in Telegram. Okay, we can read it from there, right? Because the video becomes very much lengthy, and that's why I didn't want to incorporate all those notes in here, because even for solving 10 questions, it takes hours and hours of time. So that's why I've already taken almost 2-3 hours to make those notes for these 25 questions. But I'll be posting in Telegram. You at least try to read it, or else the better way is you copy in your own way, in your own notes. Okay, and even if you want to add anything, you can add it, right? So the content regarding these four species, I'll be posting in Telegram. All right. Now let's go to the next question. Which of the following can be found as pollutants in the drinking water in some part of India? See, he has given arsenic, sorbitol, fluoride, formaldehyde, and uranium. See, at least we know that fluoride is a issue, right? Mainly in the mm, waterlogging, leaching areas, especially in my state, Telangana. Fluorosis was really a uh, fluorosis was really a greater issue. So yes, 3 should be in the answer, right? Now see, uranium. Recently in Andhra Pradesh, people started agitating against the uranium uh, mining in Nalamala forest. So it was in news. You can see uranium as well. Yes, the question paper is from 2013 one, but I am just telling that fluoride and uranium are major pollutants. They are heavy, and they cause lots of health issues. And see, arsenic is also a heavy metal. So definitely 1, 3, and 5 should be there. That means, see, these two options can be eliminated, right? Now, either we should select from C and D, right? But see, this orbital, right? This is uh, like it is used for sweetening the food, right? It is almost like a ingredient which is used for sweetening of the food, all those things. And this formaldehyde, it's water soluble. Okay, so these two things are not the answer. The answer is 1, 3, and 5. But at least we eliminated two options here also, right? So the answer is 1, 3, and 5. And the same thing, the notes regarding all these uh, 5 elements I've incorporated in the notes. I'll be sharing those snippets in the Telegram channel. Please look into that. Right? Now, let's go to the ninth question. With reference to Indian history, the members of Constitutional Assembly from the provinces were. Here, this is from Lakshmikant, like the making of Constitution chapter. It is very important. Right? Even 2024 also, they have asked who was the interim president of Constitutional Assembly. Right? At least these questions are low hanging fruits. We know that Constitutional Assembly is partly elected and partly nominated body, where partly elected is from provinces and partly nominated is from princely states. No? What is ask? He's asking about provinces. We said that it is partly elected body. See here, elected, elected. Right now, the election is also indirect elections, where the people from provinces, they are elected from provincial legislative assemblies. So the answer is C. Right? This is direct question. We don't need to discuss more about this. But the key takeaway is we need to read the chapter Making of Constitution from Lakshmikant. Okay. Now let's go to the 10th question. Consider the following animals: sea cow, seahorse, sea lion. Which of the above these are mammals? See, at least we know seahorse is a fish, right? It's not a mammal, right? It is very tiny creature. Okay, that means 2 is not the answer. Yes, we have eliminated 2 options. Now, sea cow, we know it is dugong, right? See here, at least we may not know about sea lion and sea cow. Even I came to know about sea lion after reading about this when I was solving these PYQs, when I was making the notes. So, yes, we can take the risk, but the answer is 1 and 3. Right? You can see here UPSC is focusing more on species, right? And that too, these species also they are very important. See how we have the conservation program for sea cow, right? And this sea cow uh, is found in our Indian Ocean and Western Pacific Ocean, and this is also almost like very vulnerable animal. It is IUCN status and all those things I have incorporated in the notes. I'll be sharing in the Telegram chat and the Telegram link, the Telegram channel. Sorry, you can see there. I've given every information about this sea cow and sea lion. Okay, the answer is 1 and reference. Okay, that the key takeaway is we have to prepare notes on this species. Right? We'll check whether see this is 2013 question paper now. Now we'll find whether UPSC has asked questions on these species or not. Okay, definitely they will be repeated. Okay, UPSC gives such type of easy questions in the previous years, and since it has given question on that species or that topic, it will ask in the subsequent years, which is more elaborated about. Right? Coming to the 11th question, an amendment to the Constitution of India can be initiated by an introduction of a bill in the Lok Sabha only. No, it can be introduced in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha by a minister or a private member as well. Right? So, first statement is wrong. No. If such an amendment seeks to make changes in the federal character of Constitution, the amendment also requires to be ratified by legislature of all states. No, by half of the states. Right? So, even this statement is also wrong. Answer is either one, not two. Now, what are the key takeaways here? We have to read about amendment of Constitution. In Lakshmikant, there is one dedicated chapter to this, and we feel that amendment is just about Article 368. No, there are 3 types of amendments, right? One is by simple majority, other is by special majority, and other special majority plus ratification of states. Okay, so amendment power of Parliament is also greater than the purview of Article 368. Right? So we need to focus on amendment chapter. And we have seen in the first question, right, about money bill. There he was asking about the procedure of money bill. And we have discussed that in that video that money bills, we have to focus on other bills as well. We have to read the Parliament chapter. In Parliament chapter, we will find money bills, ordinary bills, financial bills, and the other bill is Constitutional Amendment Bill. Okay. Now, consider the following statements. Attorney General of India can take part in proceedings of Lok Sabha. Yes, he can take part. Sorry. Be a member of a committee of Lok Sabha. Yes. Speak in Lok Sabha. Yes. Vote in Lok Sabha. No. You cannot vote in Lok Sabha. Right? So, what is the answer? 1, 2, and 3. Right? No. What are the key takeaways? Article 76 deals with the Attorney General of India. It is the constitutional body. Right? Attorney General is the constitutional body. Now, He's the chief legal officer of our country, and he'll be advising union government, president, right? And he can also do his private practice, but he cannot defend any person who is accused and who is going against the union government without the permission of government, right? He's part of union executive, but he is not considered as government servant. As we said no before, he can continue his private practice, right? And there are few privileges like for Attorney General that he can take part in proceedings of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. He can be a member of any committee of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, right? Speak in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both, but he cannot vote there, right? Now, let's go to the next question, 13th question. With reference to the usefulness of byproducts of sugar industry, which of the following statements is are correct? Okay. Bagasse can be used as biomass for the generation of energy. Yes, it is very much possible since we are using food crops for uh, preparation of for the production of biofuels, bioethanol, right? So here bagasse can be used, but see here, this can be is always a possibility. Now let's go to the second statement. Molasses can be used as one of the feedstocks for the production of synthetic chemical fertilizers. See, usually they say that when there is can be, since it is a possibility, most of the cases the answer will be correct. But molasses is an organic compound which is produced from the vegetation itself, the sugarcane. But here he is asking about synthetic chemical fertilizers. See, when we are preparing anything from molasses, it becomes an organic fertilizer, not synthetic fertilizers. Synthetic, the meaning itself is we are preparing the fertilizers from inorganic compounds, not organic compounds. So this statement is wrong. But usually, even if I was giving the exam in 2013, definitely I would have marked 1, 2, and 3 because we always think that this can be used is always a possibility, and in most of the times the we classify this question as some science and technology question, right? And we use we'll make even second statement is also right, but here the UPSC is playing with the basics of chemistry. Since molasses is an organic compound, if we prepare fertilizer out of it, it becomes an organic fertilizer, not synthetic chemical fertilizer. Okay, that's why statement 2 is wrong. See here, 2 is wrong, 2 is wrong. Right? No. Molasses can be used for production of ethanol. Yes. Molasses is nothing but it is the thick syrup which is almost uh, left after the production, almost the processing of sugarcane. Right? This can be used in many ways. It can be used in beverages, like for cattle feeding also, right? For preparing ethanol, rum, beer, and all those things, right? The bagasse is it is the pulp which is remained after taking the juice from sugarcane. Okay, that means the answer is 1 and 3. Okay, not all of the above. We always feel that can be used as a general term. Yes, we feel that okay, this statement is correct, but we have to be careful with such type of questions. Right? Now, let's go to the 15th question. The variations in the length of day and time, the daytime and nighttime from season to season are due to. See, what he is telling? He is asking variations in the length of daytime and nighttime. We almost, when we start with the geography classes, any coaching institute or even if we see the NCRTs also, the first thing they all will be dealing is latitudes, longitudes, and all these things, and the later will come to daytime, right? Then there is one diagram where we always see this, right? Summer solstice, winter solstice, equinox, and all those things. See here, we always discuss that in June there is longest day. Recently we have celebrated Yoga Day, right? So here there is nothing but the variation in length of daytime and nighttime only, friends. So clearly, what is asking? He is asking about Earth revolution around the sun, right? So see, it is Earth revolution of Earth, right? Around sun, yes. But in the same NCERT book, he'll be telling that if Earth was not tilted, the length of day and time would be exactly the same. Okay? Since the Earth is tilted, sometimes the sunrise directly falls on Tropic of Cancer. Sometimes sunrise directly falls on Tropic of Capricorn. That means the revolution of Earth on tilted axis. This is the correct answer. But see, then why we are uh, then why we are taking the revolution of Earth? Because the question is asking seasons to season. Mainly the seasons are because of the revolution of Earth, and also Earth, the axis of Earth is tilted. Right? The answer is 14th one D. Right? Let's go to the 15th question. The Narmada river flows to the west, while most other large peninsula rivers flow to east. Why? Okay. It occupies a linear rift valley. Okay. It flows between Vindhyas and Satpuras. Yes, this is most generic topic, generic statements when we read about Narmada river. No. The land slopes to the west from central India. That means he's telling the slope is towards the west. But most of the peninsula rivers, they flow towards east. That means statement 3 should be wrong, but we know statement 2 is correct. Then now look at the options. There is only one option where 2 is present. Then we will see that, okay, maybe the slope is towards central India. Maybe the slope is towards west in the central India. After central India, because of these Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, maybe the tilt is towards east side, and we'll mark the third statement is correct. See, UPSC is playing with options, right? Even though the second statement is correct, because the third statement is wrong, this option is wrong, right? UPSC has deliberately placed this 2 in this option so that most of the people who are not uh, thorough with the subject, right? They must be trapped here. That's why UPSC has framed such option. The answer is only 1. Since statement 3 is wrong, all these two options get wrong. And yes, it occupies the linear fifth valley. We know the Vindhyas and Satpuras, right? Satpuras are block mountains, right? And Vindhyas, they are residual mountains. Earlier, they, they say that Vindhyas were also very lofty. But yes, we consider it is a rift valley, right? Because of formation of Himalayas, this rift valley has been formed, right? So yes, this is the linear rift valley. So first statement is correct. Since we see here linear, we feel that how can be it linear? Narmada is also any river, it almost the meandering already there, no? So we feel that first statement is wrong. And by seeing 2 in the option, we feel that option is B, right? But let's not get into the trap of UPSC. Let's thoroughly read NCERTs. Okay, there all these things are clearly mentioned. Now let's go to the 16th question. And see, friends, here the key takeaways are Narmada River and Peninsula River. Right? That means we have to prepare Peninsula rivers and also especially Narmada River. And since we are preparing Peninsula rivers as well, we should entirely prepare the river system. All those maps, tributaries, right? All those things we have to prepare. And I'll make notes out of it. I'll share them. I didn't prepare notes on river system because if I wanted to prepare only on Narmada, it takes hardly 10 to 15 minutes, but I wanted to make notes on entire river systems, all those Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, all those things. So it takes time, but whenever it completes, I'll share in the Telegram channel. I've been preparing the other list separately, which like these type of questions where the note should be made more holistically. I've made the separate list in the to-do list that I will complete and I will share in the Telegram channel. Okay. Now, let's go to the 16th question. On the planet Earth, most of the fresh water exists as ice caps and glaciers. Out of the remaining fresh water, the largest portion. See, this is directly taken from NCERT, right? We know the freshwater resources. There are more in ice caps and glaciers, right? And icebergs. After that, it is more in groundwater, right? Then it is more in lakes. After that, in atmosphere, the least amount of water, freshwater proportion is present in rivers. Okay, rivers are the least, and the highest is ice caps. Okay, answer is C. This is basic NCERT. So, what the key takeaway from this question is you have to read NCERTs thoroughly. Right? This is very low hanging fruit. This type of questions should not be made mistake. Now, coming to 17th question. Consider the following pairs. Nokrek Biosphere Reserves. Garo Hills. Yes. Nokrek Biosphere Reserve is present in Meghalaya. And Meghalaya, we know Garo Kasi Jaintia Hills are part of Meghalaya. So, yes, one is correct. Now, coming to Loktak Lake, right? It is in Manipur, but Bareil Range, it is not in Manipur. It is part of Assam. So, this statement is wrong. You see here, two options are now. You know, Nakrek is Biosphere Reserve is present in Garo. That means one is correct. So, answer is A. Right? Even none is also eliminated. Right? No. Namdapha National Park. No, it is not present in Dafla Hills. Right? No. The key takeaway is here. We need to prepare. Yes. You need to prepare Biosphere Reserves. Right? And Loktak Lake. We know there are few basic things about Loktak Lake. It is present in Manipur, right? And this Loktak Lake is very much famous for the presence of pumdis, the floating vegetation, and fauna. The famous fauna there is Sangai deer, right? It is endangered species that is part of Kibul Lamjaw National Park. And in Kibul Lamjaw National Park, this Loktak Lake, it is in the Loktak Lake, Kibul Lamjaw National Park. It is in almost southeastern region, right? So Loktak Lake becomes very important. And since he is asking about Loktak Lake, we need to prepare about the other lakes as well, other freshwater lakes, saltwater lakes. Okay. Now see here, he's giving national park, so we need to at least prepare about the famous national parks, at least which are in news, right? And the other things are hills and ranges, especially in the northeast region. Almost everything is about the northeast region as well, right? So the northeast region, hills and mountains are very important, and biosphere reserves, lakes, and national parks we need to prepare, right? So we'll be making notes on this, the biosphere reserves and all those things. And I've made notes about Loktak Lake and about these Garo Hills, Dakla Hills, Bareil Hills. I'll be sharing those notes in the Telegram. Okay. Now, coming to 18th question. Consider the following: electromagnetic radiation, geothermal energy, gravitational force, plate movements, rotation of Earth, revolution of Earth. Which of the above are responsible for bringing dynamic changes on the surface of Earth? Is here electromagnetic radiation. That means the radiation which is coming from sun, right? It is very much part of the atmosphere and climate change, all those things. Right? And geothermal energy, it is a part of plate tectonics, all those things. Right? Gravitational force, yes, by gravity subduing, right? All these things will be happening. Plate movements, plate tectonics is all about the dynamic changes which is happening, right? And the rotation of Earth. Rotation of Earth also creates some sort of internal disturbances, right? The distribution of materials will be changing, and even the revolution of Earth. It also depends upon the gravity pull of Sun and Moon, because since it is revolving, it is sometimes moves towards Sun, moves away from the Sun. Yes, all those things they create changes in the surface of Earth. Yes, answer is D. It is also some. It's also a basic question because most of the cases, all these factors have they have the effect on changes on Earth. Actually, these all things have shaped the Earth today. So, answer is D. Nothing much to discuss. This is some sort of basic question only. Now, coming to 19th question. Which of the following bodies does not or do not find mention in the Constitution? See here, there are very few constitutional bodies, right? If we try to remember it, definitely we can solve this type of questions. But unfortunately, friends, in 2025 paper, he has asked about which of the following is a constitutional body. He has given interstate council and two other bodies. I felt that he is asking about which of the following is not constitutional body. Actually, the answer is one pair. I have put two pairs as an answer. See, you know about it, but because of the blunders, you are losing 2.66 marks from your positively gained marks. These 2.66 marks definitely it has a great impact on our results. See, I have scored only 88 marks. If I had scored some 100, 110 marks, definitely those 2 marks would have not make such great difference. But generally, people who are scoring between 90 and 95, these type of questions will create a greater havoc. It almost takes 1 year of your hard preparation. So we know we make mistakes in the questions which are very much easy and which we know, because we think that we know everything. We do not read the question once and twice. It happened with me in 2024. I tried to minimize it, but that one question I've made a silly mistakes. I've not seen properly, and I've marked it the 2 pins. Okay, so yes, coming to the question, National Development Council. No, this is not a constitutional body. Planning Commission is not a constitutional body. It is not even a statutory body. Zonal Council, it is a statutory but not a constitutional body. The answer is what? Is asking do not find. That means answer is 1, 2, 3. All these three are non-constitutional bodies. Right? So answer is 1, 2, and 3. Now, what are the takeaways from here? He is asking about constitutional bodies which are mentioned in the Constitution. Right? That means we need to find what are all the bodies which are mentioned in the Constitution and the respective article numbers. I have already made notes on this. I'll be sharing in the Telegram. And we need to do one more thing as well. He's asking what are the things mentioned in the Constitution. Apart from the bodies, there are many things mentioned in the Constitution. See, recently in 2025 question, he has asked that the word political parties is mentioned in the Constitution. I made that question wrong. I felt that okay, in Constitution they might have not written political parties uh, that clearly. Uh, the only one thing which was coming to my mind was Article 3, that 324, where Election Commission. I I almost thought about it and felt that no, there is no political parties mentioned. There was only talking about people representatives and all those things. But the one thing which didn't come into my mind was Schedule 10. Definitely in Schedule 10, they have given everything about the disqualifications of legislators. Right? In that, there are we always read, right, that whoever joins the political party from Rajya Sabha after 6 months, he will be disqualified. So yes, the word political parties was clearly mentioned there, right? But don't know. At that time, I felt that political parties definitely it is not mentioned. That word might not be mentioned in the constitution. It may be part of Representation of People's Act. But such type of things also UPSC is asking. See, this is 2013 question paper. Now down the line, after 12 years, he is also asking about political parties. The word is mentioned in constitution or not. That means we need to know about the things which are mentioned in the constitution as well. The words at least, right? The word cabinet. These type of things where we get the dilemma of whether it is mentioned or not, right? So these type of things, there are very basic things, right? Easily there are also low hanging fruits. 2 marks, right? 2 marks are given very easily, and even those questions should not go wrong. At least polity questions, right? So answer is D here. And the key takeaway is we need to make a list of things which are mentioned in the constitution. I will also do that, right? After revising polity, I'll be making notes of it. I'll be sharing all those things in the Telegram. Okay. And in the end, we'll be making PDFs for each subjects, and I'll be sharing with you as well. Okay. Now let's go to the 20th question. The demand for Tebaga peasant movement in Bengal was for. See here, Tebaga. This is so Tebaga means it is 1/3 of Baga. Right? See here, 1/3. Right? This is very uh, easy question, and this movement is also very famous. Right? This movement is done by peasants against Jyotidars, because Jyotidars, they demanded half of the produce, and in this Tebaga movement, the peasants demanded that Jyotidars should take only 1/3 of the produce, and 2/3 should be given to peasants only. Right? So answer is A. Okay. Now, what are the key takeaways from this question? The takeaways are, is asking about peasant movements, right? So we need to prepare peasant movements as well. Now, not only peasant movements, there is also a chances of asking tribal revolts, right? Uh, Navy revolts, even Royal Indian Navy also revolted, right? Mutiny, sorry, Royal Indian mutiny, and we need to prepare 1857 revolt as well, right? So all these revolts against the British becomes important, right? So we'll make notes out of it. Or else in the spectrum, in the summary, and in the end of the spectrum also, they have made a beautiful table on that. Even we can revise it from there. If you want, I'll definitely make notes out of these moments as well in the end. Okay. Now coming to the 21st question, the Parliament can make any law for a whole or any part of India for implementing international treaties. This is directly from Lakshmikant. We know when coming to international implementation of international treaties, Parliament can make any laws, irrespective of whether it is present in union list, state list, or concurrent list. Okay, without the consent of states. Answer is D. Now, what is more important here? What are the key takeaways? Here is literally mentioned Parliament, right? And also states. That means we need to prepare Parliament chapter thoroughly and the interstate relations, right? Okay, and now here is telling making of a law. So powers of Parliament in making laws and powers of state legislature in making laws. That means you need to thoroughly prepare about union list, concurrent list, and state list. That means Schedule 7. Right? These are the key takeaways from here. That means we need to revise chapters from Lakshmikant thoroughly. Okay, Lakshmikant. We have already discussed in the demo class. Lakshmikant and Parliament chapter and state legislature chapter are very important, and we can see here as well. Right? Many questions are being asked from Parliament chapter. Now, coming to 22nd question. In the grasslands, trees do not replace grasses as a part of an ecological succession because, see, in the grasslands, almost most of the area, there are trees there, definitely, but most of the area is covered by the grass. And see, in summers, grass gets dry, and most of the cases, it catches fire in when the summers are very intense. We always see this wildfires and all these things, right? So in grasslands, fires are most common thing. That means fire is a limiting factor for the vegetation in the water limits. See, we find grasslands were almost nearer to the deserts. These grasslands are ecosystem. Sorry, ecotone between the deserts and the forest, right? That means there are water limitations. If water was plenty, definitely they would have become deciduous forest or equatorial forest, tropical forest, right? Evergreen forest or temperate evergreen forest like this. Since there is water limit and also there are fights because of grasslands, definitely there are no, mostly the ecological succession does not happen with respect to trees. The answer is C. Now, what are the key takeaways from here? We need to prepare about biomes. Right? Grassland is also biome, right? And we need to prepare uh, the types of grasslands, right? We know prairies, steppes, downs, wells, and all those things, and they have different. They are called with those names in the different parts of the continents, right? Countries and all those things. So we need to make notes out of it. These things are mentioned in the NCERT as well. I think this question is directly taken from NCERT only, right? So we need to prepare biomes and as well as the ecological succession topic. Ecological succession is of two types. One is primary succession, where the ecology gets built up from scratch. There is nothing. The land is very virgin, and from there the ecological succession is happen. The first thing which is going to occupy that part would be microorganisms, mosses, and lichens. These are called the primary species, right? Now, when the ecological succession completely happens, then ecological succession is nothing but the evolution of species up to the stability, where one species almost takes up the entire ecosystem, like trees, especially like forests. So these are called the climax communities, where the one species almost occupies the entire ecology, right? And there is secondary succession as well. What is secondary succession? In the primary succession, when it reaches the climax, sometimes because of some natural calamities or any disaster, right? So any disturbances in internal and external, this gets destroyed. And after getting destroyed, it starts building up. That is called secondary succession. And there are few intermediate species which which are developed in this process. These are called serial communities. SCRA. I'll write it here. Serial. Okay. So remember these things. We need to study about grasslands, the biomes, and also about ecological succession. Right? We'll make notes out of it. I'll make notes out of these things and I'll share in the Telegram channel. Okay. Now, coming to 25 question. Which of the following is the correct sequence of ecosystems in order of decreasing productivity? Decreasing productivity. Right? That means, see, the least productive ecosystem should be in the end. Now, see, we know oceans are least productive, right? Because the photic zone is very less, like up to 200 meters, and oceans are very deep, right? Most of the uh, living organisms and all these things, the biological processes, they happen in the surface of the oceans. Yes, there are many organisms which also live very deep in the oceans, and there are very less. That means the productivity of oceans is minimum, very less. See here in the options, only in option C, the oceans are the least productive. That means simply if you know that oceans are least productive, you are directly converging to the answer, right? And the sequences, yes, mangroves, grasslands, lakes, oceans, right? Rainforests are most productive, and coming to oceans, coral reefs are most productive in the aquatic ecosystem, right? Answer is sequence. See here, that means we need to study about ecosystem, and also we are getting here biomes, right? Oceans, grasslands, all these things. We need to study about this, right? So these are the key takeaways from these questions. Now, here mangroves are most the favorite topic of UPSC. Recently, we have made many initiatives on mangroves as well, right? Let's make notes out of it, right? I'll be sharing there in the Telegram channel. Please look at there. Now, coming to 24th question. Contour burning is a method of soil conservation used in. See here, contour burning. This is used in hilly areas, right? Now coming to the options, see here, it's telling desert, no, not desert, not plains, right? Not scrublands, right? Answer is none of the above. Okay. Now, what are the key takeaways? We need to study about soil conservation methods. As given in the question itself, what are the soil conservation methods? We know contour burning is for hilly areas, even terrace farming as well, to reduce the runoff of water. Now, coming to deserts, there are shelter belts, right? We have seen in the Sahel region, Africa, they are planting lots of trees, right, to counter the expansion of deserts, right? We put shelter belts so that they are they stop the strong wind action, right? Now, low flat plains close to the courses flooding, to stop flooding. We put embankments, all those things, right? Sea walls, right? Now, scrublands liable to spread of weed growth. There is no correlation between contour burning and these scrublands. So answer is none of the above. And we need to prepare notes on soil conservation. Definitely, I'll be preparing notes on soil conservation, and I'll be sharing the Telegram channel. Since I've said many times for most of the questions that I'll be sharing the Telegram. Definitely not all at once. See, making this video is also a time-taking process. I've been learning about it. I've been making notes about it. Okay, we'll do at least one video per almost like for within 3 to 4 days, and it'll take 3 to 4 days time, and I'll be posting at least some 5 to 6 posts in the Telegram. Okay. Now, coming to the last question for this video, we have solved some 20 odd questions in this video. Already five are completed now. So 25 questions are done. That means we are 25% done of 2013 paper. Now, this is the last question. The government enacted the Panchayat Extension of Scheduled Areas PISA Act in 1996. Which of the following is not identified as its objective? Okay. To provide self-governance. Yes. All this Panchayat Raj system is provided for decentralization of administration, right? So, yes, it is to provide self-governance. Answer is this statement is it is the objective of PISA. Okay, that means it is not the answer. He is asking which is not the objective. So, yes, this is not the objective. Yes, this is the objective. So, this is not the answer, sir. To recognize traditional rights. Yes, this is the objective of PISA. We have powered Gram Sabha for it, right, through Forest Rights Act as well, and by extending powers to the Panchayat Raj system, right, to the local bodies. Yes, so it is also an objective. So this not become the answer. Now, to create autonomous regions. See, the autonomous regions are created on the basis of schedules of constitution, Schedule 5 and Schedule 6. What is asking? Is asking about PISA Act, where the Panchayat Raj system is extended to schedule areas. That means is giving the definition of schedule areas where autonomous regions are developed. This is the autonomous regions are made on the basis of schedules given by the constitution, not because of PISA Act. We are extending Panchayat Raj system to the schedule areas. That means this is not the objective of PISA Act. Answer is no. Coming to the next next option, to free tribal people from exploitation. Yes, this is also an objective because we are creating Panchayat Raj system there. We have reserved many seats to the STs over there for the ward members and all those things, sarpanch and then, right? So we are empowering the people, the locals there, right? We also study about the how PISA Act has created lots of difference in the types of uh, these schedule areas we have read in anthropology, and how this traditional political system and how these democratic systems are sorry, in conflict, right? And how the tribal lives are affecting all these things we have read in anthropology as well, right? So answer is C, and these statements are wrong. That means see what are the key things which we need to prepare. One is PESAT for sure, right? Another thing is asking about Panchayat extension. That we need to read about Panchayat Raj institution as well, the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment from Lakshmikant, right? And also schedule areas, right? Now, other thing is that see here traditional rights and Forest Rights Act was passed in 2006. Now it is completing 20 years, right? And it is also in use because we have made Forest Right Act cells to assist uh, Gram Panchayat and Minister of Tribal Affairs to implement Forest Rights Act. Okay? So even the traditional rights and Forest Rights Act becomes important. We need to prepare on that as well, right? So all these things we should prepare, and almost since this question is from polity, we need to prepare all these things from Lakshmikant. I'll not be preparing notes on the things which are already mentioned in the Lakshmikant because Lakshmikant is itself in compilation of all the political stuff there. So we need to study all these chapters from Lakshmikant. Right? Please make note of all those important points which I have mentioned in the video. Right? Please be revising all those things. I'll also revise whichever things are needed to make notes. I'll be making the notes on it, and I'll be sharing in the Telegram channel as well. And I'm preparing the notes in a book, right? Topic wise and subject wise. Okay. Once all the PYQs are done, I'll be scanning all those things properly, right? And I'll be providing in the Telegram channel before 2-3 months of prelims. Okay. This is my promise. I'll definitely do because all these things I'm doing it for myself also for my preparation, and this YouTube channel is helping me to explore myself and to improve my preparation as well. I know very few are watching my videos, but that is not the matter. Even if 1 or 2 people are also watching, that's a good sign for me, right? And even if any people are not watching also, I'm making videos for myself. These videos will become part of my active recall sessions, right? Self study and also PYQ analysis, all these things, right? So that's it, friends. Let's meet in the next video. I think the video has got a bit longer, right? Thanks for all people who have seen till this end, right? And if you really like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Please like, please comment with if you like, if you are, if you want to let me know where are the mistakes, all those things. I think if I might have done any mistake while telling these things. So please let me know, and please let me know if anything can be improved. Right? If you're expecting something different from me, so definitely uh, all those things will be helpful in my preparation as well, in your preparation as well, right? So that's it, friends. Thank you. Jai Hind. Please share this channel to your friends and family who are preparing for UPSC and other competitive exams. If you feel this channel is worth enough, right? So that's it, friends. Let's meet in the next review. Thank you.